The house was quiet. Too quiet for a Saturday evening. The hum of the refrigerator in the kitchen felt louder than usual, like it was the only thing left working properly in the house. I leaned against the doorframe of my son's room, watching him with a kind of quiet dread that I couldn't shake. His fists were clenched tightly. His breathing was uneven, and the tremble in his jaw told me more than any words ever could. "Ethan," I said softly, barely above a whisper. "Son, calm down." He turned toward me, eyes burning with something I hadn't seen in him before. Not just anger. Not just confusion. It was heartbreak, pure and raw. The kind that slices through innocence and turns admiration into something darker. "You lied," he said, his voice shaking. "To Mom. Me. To all of us." My throat tightened. He had found it. The message I thought I had deleted. Just 6 words that undid years of effort, of pretending, of keeping my shame buried. Last night was worth the risk. I hadn't seen the notification pop up. He had borrowed my phone to order a pizza. What a simple, everyday act to unravel a family. "It wasn't supposed to happen like this," I said. My voice was low, slow, like if I spoke too loudly I might break the last thread holding us together. He shook his head. "You weren't supposed to cheat on her. But you did." I looked down, unable to meet his eyes. Ethan was 17. Almost a man, but still holding on to the heart of a boy who believed his father could do no wrong. I'd stolen something from him, trust. "Your mother doesn't know," I said. I regretted it the second the words left my mouth. His eyes widened in disbelief. "So what? You were just going to keep lying? Just keep playing the loving husband while sneaking around with?" "Who was it, Dad?" "Her name doesn't matter," I snapped, then caught myself. "I mean, what matters is that it's over. It was a mistake. One I regret more than I can say." He looked at me like he didn't recognize me. Maybe he didn't. "How many times?" I hesitated. "Twice." He scoffed. "Right. So probably more." "Ethan, please," I said, stepping into the room. He stepped back. The space between us felt miles wide. "Don't," he said. "Don't try to fix this with a speech. You broke something, Dad. You broke us." The words hit harder than I expected. My knees felt weak, and I sat down on the edge of his bed. "You think I don't know that? I hate myself for it. Every minute. I wasn't thinking about what it would do to you. To your mother. I was selfish. And I will spend the rest of my life trying to make it right." "You can't," he said. "Some things don't get fixed." We sat in silence for what felt like hours. My heart ached, but I knew this was just the beginning. The beginning of owning what I had done. Later that night I told my wife, Jennifer, the woman who had stood by me through 2 layoffs, a back surgery, and the death of my father. The woman who once called me her hero. She didn't scream. She didn't throw anything. She simply looked at me with hollow eyes and said, "I already knew," and blinked. "What?" "I found the receipts. Hotel bookings. One was on our anniversary. I just didn't want to believe it. I kept waiting for you to tell me." Shame rose up so hot in my face I could barely breathe. "Why didn't you say something?" "Because I wanted to be wrong," she said, tears finally falling. "Because I was hoping you'd love me enough to stop." That night she slept in the guest room. Ethan didn't come down for dinner. I sat alone in the living room, staring at the blank TV screen, wondering how I had ended up here. One mistake. One moment of weakness. But no, it wasn't just one. It was months of lying, of selfish choices, of justifying the unjustifiable. In the weeks that followed, Jennifer and I tried counseling. Ethan refused to speak to me for days. When he finally did, it was clipped, cold, like talking to a stranger. I couldn't blame him. I was a stranger now. I saw her once more. The woman. Her name was Madison. She was a coworker. It started with coffee breaks, long chats after meetings, and eventually hotel rooms. When I told her it was over, she looked annoyed, not heartbroken. "You're not the first married man I've dealt with," she said flatly. It made me feel even worse. I wasn't even special. Just another man who threw away everything for nothing. Months passed. Jennifer eventually began to thaw. She still looked at me differently, but she allowed me back in our bed. We started cooking together again. We laughed sometimes. But the trust, it wasn't back. Might never be. Ethan eventually forgave me in his own way. One evening, as we were working on his college applications, he said, "I still don't respect what you did. But I can see you're trying to be better. Just don't lie to us again. Ever." I nodded, unable to speak past the lump in my throat. Today, I still carry the weight of what I did. Every smile from Jennifer is a gift. Every time Ethan texts me, I cherish it. 'Cause I know it could have been different. I could have lost them both. Infidelity doesn't just break vows. It breaks people. It breaks sons who used to admire their fathers. It breaks wives who gave their all. It breaks the very soul of the one who committed it. But I also know this. When you're given a second chance, you don't waste it. You earn it. Every day.